Hey guys, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have made 3 cards today using a really cute stamp from Picket Fence Studios. It's called the Leaf Picture Frame. So I made 3 similar but different cards for fall, and I really do like how they turned out. So I'm going to start by using my Minty. I am using some Ranger watercolor paper, and I'm going to be stamping this 3 different ways for 3 cards. What I mean by that is I'm going to be lining them up differently on this panel. So you can see that cute little frame. I love that it fits in your card. It's big enough, but not too large, and it will fit centered off to the side, however it is you want to use it. Now I started off using Ranger's archival jet black ink, but I think I need to ink up my ink pad. And so I had to switch over to Simon Says Stamp ink just to get a better impressed image. Both of them work great with Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, which is what I'm going to be using for these images. I felt like that's a perfect color medium for this, but obviously you could use whatever you want. So I got a nice crisp black image. So that was the first one. The second one, I'm going to be stamping at the top and the bottom, giving that a lot of good pressure. Flip it around and just line it back up and ink that part again. Super easy. And then the next card is just going to be towards the bottom, just a little bit hanging off the edge. I don't know why I tend to do cards in 3s. I think I like odd numbers because, I don't know, I think when you're designing things, odd numbers are visually better. So here are the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers that I'm going to be using. I'm also using a water brush pen. Sometimes I fill up the water brush pen. Other times I just spritz water onto my work surface and dip it in there and then kind of brush the excess off onto a paper towel. I feel like for me, I have a little bit of better control that way. So I'm doing 3 different color schemes. And I will have these colors up on the screen for you. And so this first card, I'm going to be using light carmine, orange, deep violet, red, brown, olive green, and black. And I'm not coloring the leaves black, but when I do the splatter on the background, I'm using a little bit of black for that. So I am just kind of not being super neat about where I'm laying down color. I'm just kind of laying it down in spots and then just taking the water brush pen and blending it out. I think that's kind of the fun thing about fall leaves changing is that you've just got this great different colors on these leaves, and so it looks great. So again, I got to be a little bit messy about it, and I really liked how that turned out. If I used too much water to blend it out, just go back and add a little bit more of that marker. The darker the color, the more concentrated the color. So if like that purple, I did not need to lay a ton of that down. So now I'm taking the brown and just going over the little twigs on the inside in the circle there and taking a tiny bit of water and just slightly smudging those lines to where it kind of fills in with the brown. Taking some of those colors and splattering onto the background. I think I did the purple, the orange, and the black, I'm pretty sure. And now we're on to the next one. So for this card, I am going to be using deep violet, orange, olive green, yellow green, carmine red, and yellow. And so for this one, the first card, it was 1 color per leaf. This card, I'm doing a couple of colors per leaf, kind of in the same color family, so you get more of a variation on each leaf. So again, just doing the same thing, not being super neat about it, and just kind of blending it together, just wiping off my water brush a lot to not carry that color over to the next color. So in between each color, definitely make sure your tip of your brush is clean. Taking that brown and going around again and just gently smudging that out with water. This one, I am not going to do any of the speckles on the background. I kind of like it just simple like this. Now here's the third card. This is emerald green, turquoise green, mid gray, orange, yellow, Florida yellow, and bright yellow. Now the mid gray is going to be for the ring, the little sticks in the ring. But again, I'm just going around adding a couple, it's one color per leaf. So I'm not combining colors here, but I'm just kind of going around. And I really liked this color combination. The turquoise green will not be in the leaves. It is going to be, I just colored on my Tim Holtz glass media mat with that turquoise green marker, as you can see there, sprayed some water, and I am just kind of lightly coloring in and around the wreath. I'm going to color the other wreath off camera doing exactly the same thing, but I just wanted to add a little bit of kind of a turquoise minty green to this color combo. I felt like it was really, really pretty. So maybe you guys, it's really light, but I think you might be able to see just a little bit. I really do like how that turned out with this color combination. So now it's time to put these cards together. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Thankful Die, and I have run that through my die cut machine for this first card, the top layer of Thankful with black cardstock. I am inking up some paper with my Distress Oxide ink in Bundled Sage. I kind of felt like it went well with the green that I used on this wreath. Die cut that out, the shadow part of Thankful, and I'm going to glue these together, and I'm going to pop up the sentiment Thankful with foam tape. Again, you could use fun foam and cut that out too, and that would work just as well. I trimmed this down slightly smaller than an A2 size card and used some Kraft cardstock behind it. I'm going to use a little piece of twine. I'm gluing that together because I want that to stick out behind the word Thankful, just off to the side a little bit. And then I'm going to be stamping, it's going to say Thankful for You. And so I pulled a little tiny mini stamp or sentiment from Simon Says Stamp Tiny Words, and it said something for you. I can't remember what it said. So I masked off and I just inked up the words for you. These are Honeybee Stamps Tree Hugger Wood Hearts, and I've had these forever and have not used them, so I felt like this card was perfect for that. And isn't that darling? What a great card. It's got dimension and everything. Okay, so for the next card, this is some of that like metal cardstock from Spellbinders that if you get their kits, you get this in their kits a lot, and it's kind of this coppery color. So I cut that out using that same Simon Says Stamp Thankful die. Used the black, cut out a black shadow behind it, and I am stamping Forever Grateful, and that's out of Simon Says Stamp Tiny Words. So it says Thankful, Forever Grateful, and I'm not going to pop that up on foam tape. I'm going to adhere that down with some liquid glue, and I'm going to use those same Tree Hugger heart, little wood hearts from Honeybee Stamps, because I just felt like that wood element was perfect for fall. I just think, what a great little thing. If you guys don't have these hearts, you need to get them because they're way too dang cute. And that one's all done. Okay, so on to my third one. I stamped Blessed at the top and then You're in My Life. And this is from Mama Elephant's Blessed stamp. Now I stamped that at the top and I did not like how it turned out. So I left it in here to show you. I made a huge boo-boo. So then I decided to stamp it on another piece of cardstock, and I'm popping that up with foam tape, and I'm just going to cover it right up, and actually it worked out perfect. And I liked actually now that it had this dimension, because the other cards had dimension with that Thankful die cut. And so it turned out to be a good thing. But I did have a mini stroke for a second because I'm like, oh my gosh, I just did all this work and now I messed it up. But nope, I was able to fix it. Adding more of those cute little Tree Hugger hearts. And then for this one, I am adding a little bit of mint green liquid pearls. The other cards I did not do that with, but I felt like this one could use a little more of that mint green, turquoise green color, because I really, again, liked the color combo with those yellows and oranges. So a few of those here and there. Not a ton, not super big. and it turned out really cute. And that bottom sentiment is really light, but I actually don't mind. And I used Lawn Fawn's Minty Fresh to stamp that bottom sentiment. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope this inspired you to make some really great cards. If you like what you've seen, please thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment. I love all of that. I do have some affiliate links below. It does continue to help me, cost you nothing. So thank you guys so much for using those, and I will be back soon. Bye.